it's over with. Rap your raps. Do it again.
I don't even know where I'm supposed to start now.
He don't want to rap no more.
I don't know where we're supposed to start.
Yeah. First day episode, I don't know because Stat usually does this, but he mad because we just recorded, but we had to erase it because Dijon's mic was fucked up.
Don't say my name.
He did a freestyle. He don't want to do it again. Boo.
It was a freestyle. We just freestyled the intro. We freestyled.
It was that LeBron James, Dwayne Wade bar.
He should have had did that.
I just want to make sure
that.
I just want to make sure the intro is perfect because we have a special guest at the table today.
Yes,
sir. My boy Powers Pleasant is in the cut.
Yeah.
He at the table, fair to say today, man. How you feeling, brother?
I'm blessed, man. Bright and early.
It is. We was saying it. It's definitely bright and early.
Right.
And I think that's why we started with the hiccup. But we're going to keep it rolling, man. It's Monday. Yeah. Everybody feeling all right?
You in the hood now, baby.
Why would you say that?
Because that's what this is. This is fair to say. I don't like when y'all try to get all sedity and uppity with this shit. This is fair to say.
Whatever.
You know what I'm saying? We in the trenches with it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess raw and uncut is kind of how it is over
egos.
here.
We have donuts.
We do have donuts. That's true. I just smoked a cigarette and had a donut.
If you was in the hood, we would have like salmon croquettes.
Oh, that sounds fire.
Some TT shit like some grits.
Yeah.
You know when you go stay at grandma's house, she make breakfast for all the cousins.
Yeah.
Hella biscuits, hella sausage, hella everything.
Hey, speaking about breakfast, are y'all morning people? How y'all feel about getting up early? I know back in the day when you were a kid, it's like, man, you don't even want to see the sunset at all. But like as you get older, do y'all find yourself waking up earlier, like naturally, or just by choice?
No.
You still like to sleep in? You one of them people call you at noon and you, hello?
I don't. I stay up late. I'm still used to like studio schedule, so I would get home at like 6 in the morning. I would run the studio, come home like 6 in the morning, and I would sleep till like 11. Still trying to wake up, but I'm trying to recalibrate my sleep schedule right now as we speak. And resetting your circadian rhythm I ain't no bitch.
My
bro.
what?
Circadian rhythm.
Circadian rhythm. You learn something every day.
That is the cycle of how your body understands light and dark, wake and sleep time.
Okay.
And everybody's is different. You have to train it to what you want it to be. And it ain't no hope.
I feel like I look better in the mornings. I always like how I look in the morning time.
Why the morning, DJ?
I don't know. It's something about me when I wake up. I just look great.
Is it morning skinny?
Is it morning kick your chair across the room while you're in it?
I'm saying, they say morning skinny is a thing. So you say the morning.
I've never heard of morning skinny. That's some stat
I ain't never heard of that. Women say morning skinny, bro. I'm not that old, bro.
And women say
I don't own
women don't feel skinnier in the morning.
I don't own any
Vanessa
of that.
Williams adjacent individual.
Can I get a Google just to make sure, Six, that I'm not really? I know I'm old.
I don't think you're wrong. I'm just saying
Is there such phrase as morning skinny? We have another woman in the building. Is there such thing as woman skinny or morning skinny? Thank you.
You are blessed. How does it feel to be God's favorite? Because I be bloated.
I just know women, brother.
I be swole. Like free me.
Well, what did you do the night before? Shit to feel swole.
Nothing.
Are you a morning person, bro?
I'm not. I'm a like a full night's rest type of person. So like if I got like 8 hours of sleep, I could be a morning person. But like if I'm off for like 5 hours,
See, I feel that.
It's the amount of time you rest, not what time of day you sleep, but like the amount of time you get. Yeah, I could be the same
if
way.
I get a full 8 hours, it's lit.
Y'all have a time difference, I think, because you're a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Right, so it's like a 3-hour difference. New York mornings, I assume, will be different than the LA mornings. It's like noisier, I'm sure.
Definitely noisier, but I live in LA. I've been here for like 4 years.
Oh, really?
Okay, so he's familiar.
Because you're from Brooklyn originally,
Yeah.
right? So what's the difference between living in New York and LA for you?
It's a lot of differences, but I'll say the biggest one, I feel like New York is more of a metropolitan city and LA is more like suburban type of city. It's a slower pace. It's more space.
That's a crazy take.
Yeah.
That's a crazy take.
It's a slower pace.
Because
that is.
I felt like coming, because I'm from San Francisco, and I felt like coming from San Francisco, LA is faster.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I would say like industry, business wise, it's a lot faster because there's more like shit going on out here as far as the industry, but that's crazy. Well, but I could see that too. Because
everybody's always in a rush. You got to think New Yorkers are known for
everything.
Short-tempered, get there quick, get your ass out my way.
Subway.
Most people don't even drive. They drive in the subway.
Taxis.
So,
Yeah.
speaking of which, how does that... So you don't... Obviously, I know you're not in a position where you're taking LA public transportation, but when you were in New York, it's normal, no matter really who you are or of what stature, to take public transportation, right?
Yeah, there'd be millionaires on the train every day. That's just like the most convenient way to travel, to be honest.
because you don't even want to deal with traffic.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like growing up, I took the train so much. I was actually riding my bike, skateboarding to the city as well when I didn't have no bread type shit. But as I started making money, I got bougie, stopped taking the train.
That's what I figured she would have.
I was Uber gang, but like just visiting, going back now, I'd be happy to ride the train because like it's just
you miss it.
It's a vibe,
that nostalgic feeling.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like,
It doesn't stink on the train.
Not really the train. It be more smelly outside sometimes on the streets.
Like the stations, I feel like the stations.
It just be
might
hot
a little
down
smelly.
there.
The stations be hot in the summer, but they never really smell like that. But like
That's tight.
a hot day in the summertime, like with the garbage on the street, definitely be smelly.
That's them funk pockets I told you about New
You
York.
He did say that.
Funk pockets.
He had like a real love-hate relationship with New York, and he was just
I
like,
never
I hate
been.
it because it's funky.
Really?
You should punch it.
Easy.
Why we cooking New York? Why we roasting New York? Y'all rats is on birth control now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
how
I
you
meant
feel
to tell
about
you
that?
that.
I mean, I will say I've seen a fair amount of rats in New York growing up, but like LA got rats too.
They do.
No, LA. Okay, so I noticed when I moved out here,
Hollywood is
The
nasty.
beach cities, definitely.
they have roaches everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you'll be standing in line for the club in Hollywood, and it'll just be roaches running past your feet.
That's,
And I'm
that's not
what
like them
is
indoor
that?
roaches. That's them outdoor roaches.
Yeah, because I've never seen one in nobody's house. Thank God.
Thank God.
But I noticed because like we have pigeons everywhere you go. In San
Oh, I'm
Francisco,
scared of birds.
there's
That'll kill
pigeons
me.
everywhere. And then I came out here and I was like, I don't never see no damn pigeons.
No,
I don't want to see a pigeon. I hate birds.
I have a conspiracy about that, but I'll leave that to him. You got to go look into
I gotta
why
do research
ain't
about-
no pigeons really in LA. What's going on with that?
Me and Pun gonna collab on a Pun
Pun
Solve
Solve
Mysteries and
Mysteries. I
hate
Conspiracies
those.
collaboration is gonna go crazy.
Because the pigeons might be the people. They
Y'all
might
got-
be watching.
Y'all got spiders though.
I do.
Spiders?
Yeah.
LA has
Yeah.
an arachnid problem.
Nothing
Yeah.
compared to what I grew up in though.
Yeah, no, we have bad spiders in the Bay too. But here I noticed like they be in your business here.
Big spiders.
Yeah.
I've
Nasty
seen
in
Black
your crib.
widows, big ass like spiders outside my
I
crib.
never paid attention to that.
I got one on my balcony right now that has taken up residence, and as far as I'm concerned, he's renting it from me. It's his, and that's my son. I love him. I almost cried when they did the window washing because I thought he was gonna go down the water spout, but out came the sun and dried up all the
Itsy
rain.
bitsy.
I had
He
like
back.
my bad.
No, you good.
I had like a black widow like living outside my crib,
Can't do it.
and like I was documenting every night because he would disappear during the day and go back to the same spot every night. So I was taking videos and like I googled it and they're like, yeah, they're usually not too aggressive. Like
Yeah.
if they bite you, it sucks, but they're not really gonna like go out their way type
Charlotte's
shit.
Web.
Charlotte's Web. So I was chilling, letting him rock. Then one day I'm in my crib, I feel something crawling on my arm.
Oh,
I see a little baby spider. I went to the store so fast, got so much raid, got a mask, got gloves.
Every spider around.
Outside,
I try to
crazy.
spare you niggas,
See,
but
that's-
you got too close for
that's
comfort.
that vegan lifestyle shit you be on. I kill
I don't- I
bugs.
can't- I don't-
kill
I
bugs
don't.
Okay,
instantly.
let me clarify.
I kill them in
It depends
painful
what
ways.
type of bug. If the bug can harm me, or I feel like it's gonna like potentially want to bite me,
Yep.
I'll kill it. But if not, if I can trap it and let it out, I'm letting it out.
That's
What
so
if it's
soft.
sharing a meal with you? I feel like you give
Damn.
I would.
Let it
Soft.
eat with me? No, that's out of
Soft,
pocket. I ain't that
soft,
white.
soft.
I'm not that white now. I'm half white. I don't go that far.
You shouldn't be in my house. You don't pay no bills. When
That's
the
what my
when the
girl
first
say.
come, if you ain't got nothing on the rent, I'm killing the
Well, I
bug.
told you. I think mine. At this point, that's my roommate. He's my son. I gotta take care of him and love him. I've named him. His name is Chris Webher.
Shout out to Chris Webber.
Shout out to my Spidey son. But you know, we here now. So let's get into the real fun. You are on the heels of a new project about to drop.
Just
It
dropped
will
today.
be out.
Today.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Today.
saying. It will be out by the
Amazing.
time they watch this too. How you feeling?
I'm feeling blessed. It just dropped like last night, so like I've been up all night, been up early morning, just like doing all the artist shit, social media shit, my phone blowing up, like trying to take care of everything.
Man, well, shout out to you for giving us that time. You know what I'm saying? I know you busy as hell. Congratulations.
The album's titled Life Sucks, correct?
Yeah.
Life
Yeah.
Sucks. Make sure you
Agreed.
stream it.
Agreed.
Sometimes. That's the parentheses I would have put. Life sucks sometimes. 'Cause sometimes it's good.
Little asterisk. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the concept behind that in the title? I don't know if you've really covered it yet on a platform over here, but we would love to hear.
Yeah.
So my first project was called Life is Beautiful, and that was more just like
I saw
a
that.
ode to like looking past the negative in life and like just pay attention to the good things.
Yeah.
This one is called Life Sucks because like life kind of sucked like the last like few years with like Trump and COVID and shit. Where I was like started this project and
Yeah.
it's about looking past life sucking and still appreciating the good things. So it's the same message. It's like an oxymoron.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this cover. Look at this cover, y'all.
Do the
Yeah,
so
because it's beating his ass.
Yeah.
so that's what I was thinking. Is that what it's signifying? You just life beating your ass at this moment?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the hands is actually mine because sometimes we beating ourselves up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
That's a fire
Poetic,
concept.
That's
All right,
fire.
so could you give us some tangible ways life is whooping your ass at the moment, if you don't mind sharing?
I'm not gonna lie, life's been pretty good recently.
But while I was
I'm trying to
creating,
get
You might have just had
business.
to check life. Like you might have
Yeah.
just had to say, get in line real quick. Like, get off me real quick.
I'm
We good.
in my winning era right now.
There
But
you go.
even during that time, you know, it wasn't like terrible, but it just was an uncomfortable time, and like I feel like that's a great place to grow as a human being because we had no choice but to like you couldn't like escape your reality at that point. You had to like sit in the crib and kind of like go through your shit. So it's really just about like mental health and like dealing with your problems and like owning that shit and like coming out a better person.
Because this is your first project in 5 years, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that was due to COVID, that was writer's block or any other stipulation. Why was it 5 years?
I was in like some label shit.
Okay.
I was like signed to a label that got brought by another label, then got sold and brought, and then
Politics.
this politics stuff. But finally found a home at Master Pill. Shout out to Master Pill and Nas.
fire.
Yeah.
That's
They've been
dope,
great
man.
partners. I own my masters. Like
Fire.
That's a
I'm
wonderful
blessed.
thing.
So it took that time of obviously not only mental growth and personal growth within yourself to be able to create these projects. Because we always talk about like artists need to be able to live a little bit. Like he's adamant like it shouldn't take 4 or 5 years to drop a project, but don't give me something every 6 months to a year because we want to see the growth. So do you
Yeah.
feel like in that time frame of time off that allowed you to like make better music, or did it allow you to like put things into perspective to where you're not looking at just from the label side of things, but like an individual and like how you create?
I think it definitely allowed me to grow and make better music. It was originally called Life is Beautiful Too. And then throughout the process of making it, kind of like scrapped half the album, kept like half the songs and like made new music. So like definitely got better over time. I wasn't purposely trying to take 5 years, but kind of just like with
Life
the situation,
happens.
shit happens.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's not too, it's pretty common in the music industry that stuff like that
Right.
happens.
For sure.
But
Yeah.
now that I'm able to like drop music, I'm gonna like hit you over the head. But I feel like it's a little different because I'm a producer, DJ.
I was gonna get
So
to
I'm
that,
not like
yeah.
recording the music this myself. I'm like making the music and producing it.
Right.
So I feel like I can output way more music than like a traditional
Yeah.
artist.
You're a multi-platinum producer and DJ, but could we run through some of the credits for the people that don't know?
Yeah, I produced Devastated for Joey Badass. I like him for
So
Princess Nokia.
devastated.
Black for NBA Youngboy.
Let's go.
I'm forgetting stuff. I'm really like an alternative hip.
Aiko.
Nah, no Janae.
No
Aiko.
Janae?
I'm an underground like alternative rap artist producer. So Denzel Curry and like a whole bunch of Beast Coast, Flatbush Zombies, like all my fam.
Yeah, I think that's super dope. It's a very eclectic sound. I got to sit with the project a little bit, and when I was listening to it, I was like, this definitely covers all genres of hip hop. There's something for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's crazy when you go through your actual like credentials too. You see the different range of artists that you've worked with. How is being the transition from producer to artist? When did you decide to do that?
I think I've always been doing it. I had a project I dropped actually in 2015. It was like a mixtape, and it was like a beat tape. I had like one featured song on there.
Yeah.
And I kind of used to ignore it because like I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It was my first project, but that was my first offering almost like 10 years ago. But I don't know. I would work with so many different artists, and sometimes the song didn't make the album. So like instead of letting the song fall on deaf ears, I'm like, let me just keep this for myself and put it out. And I eventually just built a platform where I could release music for myself.
Do you have a preference? Do you prefer being on either side?
Pick one, like picking a child, man.
Nah, I mean, I feel like it's all in the same because I'm still just creating music.
For
It's
sure.
like, I guess one of them is under my house, but I feel like as a producer, we're sometimes the last people that gets thought of, like business-wise, or
Yeah,
like
he made
kind of
that
have to
point
like
the other day.
fight to get paid. It's the whole bunch of bullshit that goes on in the industry. So like,
Fight to get paid
As a producer.
from a producer.
Wow. So I was right earlier in the week. We had a little conversation about that. Nonetheless, I want to ask you, every time I interview a producer, I ask them this integral question. What's the difference, in your opinion, what's the difference between a producer and a beat maker? Because I feel there's a distinct
Big
difference.
difference.
Big difference.
I mean, it's a controversial topic. I definitely started out as a beat maker and grew into a producer. But I feel like a producer is more focused on the finished product of making the best record. Beat maker is trying to make some hot ass beats. And
I agree.
Go about his business.
I look at it as the producer is the one who steps up and take responsibility for the final product. As you spoke to, hitting the giving the root word like product produce.
Yeah.
So if I feel like if you just like, oh, the beat's hot, that's it. But the producer's like, what are the vocals like? Engineering,
start to finish,
the
engineering,
whole
placements.
So that's how I
length
look at
of
it.
song, everything.
I always think that too. It's like a little treat when we get an album from a creator that's a producer and a lyricist, because I feel like we get a better product. And I hate to say it that way, but it goes to your point where it's like an actual producer that knows what they want to do. They can curate like the song structure better. They know how to fill in the pockets of the beat. They like, another thing that I really fucked with about your project is there's hella beat switches in the songs. Like that's really tight to me too, because it's like it really captures what you were feeling in that moment. Like I'm gonna start this a little slow, but then we gonna turn up and then I'm gonna calm back down real quick. But it's like it's really dope. And I think that that's one thing that we can say is unique about what you do.
Oh, thank you.
No, for sure. Yeah. You had like, I'm trying to remember which one it was. Is it Galore? I think that has the gospel sample.
That was Smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I like that one a lot. And I think it's tight when you integrate, like I said, other genres, other sounds all into one. It was a good project. It was a solid project. Yeah.
Well, you made a post and you asked the timeline which song you playing first. So now I'm gonna flip the script. Which song are you playing first?
Yeah, well, that was literally my question. What's your favorite
I'm sorry.
song? No, go ahead. You got it.
It's hard, man. It's like they're all my children. It's hard to pick a favorite. And you know, like having this for a little bit of time, like different songs become my favorite song for like however like so months.
What is it today?
Today I'm gonna say SMH.
SMH.
Okay.
All right, well, that's the outro, so I'm definitely gonna make sure I tune into that one. And that also has some good features on it. And you have a lot of features with Joey, obviously, in your relationship with Joey. A lot of people are familiar, obviously, with Joey Badass's career. Do you have any stories or histories on that, being that you work so hand in hand with him, and obviously you feature a lot with him? Is it obviously a brotherly thing, influential thing? Do you have anything about your relationship with Joey that you can give to us?
Yeah, so we started this group called Pro Era in high school.
Right, I know that.
When we were kids.
I know that.
And,
I do too. That's why I was like, damn, that's crazy.
We've been working together since then, and it's the chemistry. I've been his tour DJ for a long time as well. So like, we're just always together. We have countless records that are released, countless records that are unreleased, and it's kind of just like second nature. Had him on the project 3 times. Had Denzel on there twice. It's pretty much all my frequent collaborators.
How'd y'all meet?
People. In high school.
High school.
Yeah, he was. So we had this talent show, and I was like, we went to like an art school. So like, I was in the music department. We didn't have a sports team, so like the theater and music departments were like kind of like the stars of the school. And I played the drums, and like I was mad chill with the like vice principal and stuff. So I was kind of like running like the music department. I was known as like the music guy in school. I won like a contest when I was 16 to like meet Pharrell. He had like this conference for like entrepreneurs and stuff, and like they would have like a pop quiz every day to like actually get to meet him in person, and like I would do that shit. Every week. So I finally won.
Dang,
met him. He was my favorite artist at the time.
Was he your biggest influence?
Yeah, biggest influence. Okay. He talked to me for an hour. He told me I had the coolest name in the world. He told me I was cooler than him. He performed. He shouted me out while he was performing. Like
Moments
it was
for life.
It was the best. He ruined my life. It was the best, best day of my life. Best day of my life ever. I came back to school the next year like this with a chip on my shoulder. But I recognized the talent in Joey at a young age. He was a grade below me, but he was 16. But he was a fly guy. He was rapping, and we did a show, and he's performing. And I'm like 17 at the time. I'm like, this kid's a star. Like saying like I believe it and I know it, but I don't really know it. But he like had the bars, he had the swag, he had the energy. Just everything was already there at a young age. And I'm like, I need to keep working with him.
Yeah,
that's dope, bro.
You guys, I forgot to ask him a top 5 question.
Oh, you did.
And, you know, every time I sit down with an artist, I ask the top 5 questions.
Oh, yeah,
but let's switch it up. Let's go to New York. Top 5 New York rappers of all time, in your opinion, no particular order.
All time.
Yes.
Hot seat.
Damn.
You really could keep it Brooklyn if you want to, but go ahead. Any all 5 boroughs.
No, we got. If he's from Brooklyn, all them boroughs, you know, there's beef between them. We need all New York.
Yeah,
nah, there's no beef between the boroughs. We're unified. I'm gonna say Jay-Z.
Okay.
Cole.
Biggie. Nas. Joey Badass.
Okay.
Fair to say.
Yeah.
And damn, number 5.
That last one is always the hardest.
Because you just always feel like you have so many more fingers. You don't.
Nah, you don't.
You don't.
One note.
I don't know. I'm stuck on
No
this one.
groups. Don't say Wu-Tang or nothing. No groups.
Nah, I'm not going to. That's damn.
Damn, I'm trying
I'm
to
going to
think.
say.
Man, you
Cameron.
got a lot. Cameron.
Cameron. Wow,
You
that's
got
an interesting
Fab,
pick.
too.
Why?
Killer Cam.
Why Killer Cam?
Just got the swag, man.
Okay.
He's an innovator, bro.
Yeah.
He's a lingo innovator. You can't take nothing away from Killer.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now, okay, so he gave you New York. Is that, would those same 5 be in your all time? Because you're from New York, are you that biased, or do you have
Nah, I'm
a
not
mix?
that biased. You mean like it's hard. We have so many different eras of hip hop, like Dead or Alive. Like you got to be more
Dijon's question. That's why
specific with the question.
Just adding on to it.
No, my question was rather specific. Top
New York?
5 New York rappers
I know, but
of
you
all
normally
time.
do all of them, so I was just curious if it was
No, I
different.
always
No,
ask
he
like
did West Coast
yeah,
last
West
time.
Got
Coast.
you.
He did West Coast for Diddy.
All right, cool.
Regional type
Yeah.
of top 5 question.
I mean, if I had to pick my top 5, just of whatever, I
Right.
would say Jay-Z, Kanye, Andre 3000,
That's
Little
solid.
That makes
Lil
more sense.
Wayne,
That's why I was
Got you.
asking.
That's solid.
and that last one be tricky.
For sure.
This is my personal favorite, Lupe Fiasco.
Oh.
Fire.
See, that's why I wanted
You
to
can
ask.
see that.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
why I
see
wanted to
that.
ask
I see
because
all that.
I wanted to see he gave MCs, but I feel like
Yeah.
with his style and his sound, he had to be influenced by Andre, Kanye,
Yeah.
just off the sound of his music. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, let me get what his
At the
all
same
time.
time, I didn't hear no West Coast artists in there, so
See,
Yeah.
got my eye on you. But y'all got
I mean, if you ask me the top 5,
Y'all don't
like
love
right
us?
now, I love LA.
all right, bitch.
Don't try to set me up.
Who are some of your favorite LA rappers? You don't have to give me a top 5, but who are some of your
Shit.
favorite West Coast rappers that you just listen to or like?
Gotta go with
I had to do it.
Kendrick, Schoolboy, Absol,
That- yeah.
Roddy Rich,
Fire.
YG,
Fire.
G Perico.
Okay,
Yes.
he
Oh, he
listens.
tapped in.
I'm so
He
proud of you.
listens.
You
Tapped
tapped
in.
in.
I thought I had one. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. You good? You good in my book?
Yeah, you tapped
He
in.
said G
Rico.
Perico.
Only be here for 4
Yeah.
years too. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
good one.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
He
here
did a
for
record
it.
like a few years back.
Really?
G Perico.
Fire.
So all the G Perico fans, make sure y'all check out that song. Is it available on streaming?
Yeah,
They
can't
gon-
fuck with it with G Perico and Buddy.
Okay.
Fire.
Ooh, that's you.
I
Okay.
want to hear
Go
just
find
off the
that.
features, off top. I know that's gonna be a dope ass
That's a
song.
buddy.
Yeah,
Tapped in.
that's kind of dope too, though. I noticed on the project that you do tap in. You do tap in. Every name is not a big name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people don't, and I feel like with the amount of time that you spent in the industry, especially moving around in the camp that you were moving around in, you could pull some pretty big favors, and you did. But I feel like it's dope when you actually reach back and really fuck with who you fuck with instead of just trying to fill it up with a star-studded
Right.
lineup. Like, so you had Guap Dad and Pilo on there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bay.
You remind me of
It's
Guap
my
Dad.
family.
That's funny.
I love them to death.
Oh, they
Got that
And-
same energy. Like I just feel like
Yeah, I can see that too. But,
real laid back, smooth talking. Like that's how I got
but
that.
I think that's super dope. And congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a solid
Yeah,
project.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. So again, before we get into the thick of things, y'all know this episode and FMW is sponsored by Underdog. Yes, sir. So turn your takes into cash, man, on Underdog by picking higher or lower on your favorite player's stats. We are going to be making picks later in the stream as usual, so make sure y'all are tapped in for that. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California and Texas. So make sure you're supporting this show and all the shows by hitting the link in the description and downloading Underdog. Sign up now and deposit using promo code FMW to get that 1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick from them, and then double it up with our free pick. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this chili.
Yeah.
Somebody say chili?
Have we need to actually have chili for that. So one day when he says somebody say chili, yeah, nigga, eat it.
Get the chili sponsorship.
Get the
Where-
chili.
What chili?
Hormel, hey, Hormel.
What chili company?
No, we have to
Where we
ask
at?
you.
Hormel.
No, I like the brick chili.
We need a chili sponsorship.
Chili's. This is the
I
one
like
and
the-
only.
Yeah, actual
the
chili.
frozen brick.
Man, I'm thinking big money.
I'm thinking
Hormel.
he thinking
Chili's
franchise.
is big money.
Oh,
Man,
Chili's?
I'm thinking of a FMW on a can and Hormel in the damn grocery
with
store.
my face on it.
You have to relax.
I'm thinking
That's gross.
big.
My face on the chili can.
That can of
I'm
chili.
thinking
period.
big.
Oh, stop pointing at me.
Why you don't just make your own chili?
Like Pops?
Ooh, a custom
I can make
FMW
a turkey chili. I can make a good, I don't ground beef. I can make a good turkey chili.
But no pressure, it's the official chili of FMW.
We should have a chili cook-off.
Chili cook-off. Say less. I'll bring my hot plate.
Ooh, a chili cook-off is dope.
Chili, nigga, please.
I'm a beat you.
I do the white beans and all of that.
Okay, I do chili pot pie with the cornbread already put on top.
You said the cornbread?
Yeah.
Mouth started watering.
Talk dirty to him. Yeah.
Read the things.
Yeah, we definitely, that would be dope. A chili cook-off. All right, cool, man. So let's get into the hashtag Is It Fair to Say, which we are using on Instagram and Twitter. And the first one comes from H-Town Boogie Zero. He says, is it fair to say that there shouldn't be any laws on abortions and women should be able to do as they please with their bodies because it is their choice and right to do so? We getting right into it, huh?
Yeah, that was...
Pass the ball to you.
Yeah, we gonna throw
your
it.
business.
Going straight to you. You're gonna lead this one off.
Yeah.
I do think that we should be able to do what we want to do. I have very strong feelings about all of that stuff. Like, I also feel like there should be male birth control. I also feel like, absolutely. I also feel like, and like, walk with me here, there should be some sort of like mandatory parenting course, like
class,
test, licensing, something, because everybody don't need to be a parent, and we see it happen all the time. Like, I know that sounds crazy,
like a mental exam once you're proven to be
like,
pregnant.
I don't know how, like, I know that's dumb and
certification,
a license to be able to get pregnant.
Like, I know I know that sounds crazy and that's dumb intrusive, but I don't know. Like, I just really feel like, as far as parenting and bringing children into this world, they focusing on the wrong things. Like, if a person says that they don't feel like they're ready to be a parent and they want to make that decision, respect that, because then down the line we get the many parents that weren't ready and they were forced to do what they had to do, and now you get the kids that are all fucked up because the mom didn't want to be there.
At the same time, so say and again, now I'm getting in straight people's business. But say, say the man said, I'm not ready for a kid, but the woman goes ahead and has the child.
I don't like that either. I don't like it either.
But what if she doesn't want to terminate her pregnancy? What if she doesn't want to put that through her, put her body through that? I've been thinking about that perspective.
I agree. And I think that's always like a tricky subject because it happens so often. And I think that goes back to the whole, like, I'm not the licensing part, but just be wary of who you're having intercourse with.
That's too much. But you know, we know that's not gonna happen.
It should, though.
I mean,
sex
but that's my
probably
point.
at all-time high. Niggas is out here hunching like rabbits.
Yeah, but shit, we got the rats on birth control. Get the niggas on birth control. Easy. Would you take male birth control?
What if it makes you fat?
Because it makes us fat.
No, I wouldn't, just because of
you could get yoked.
You know, just the side effect. I'm about to get on a workout plan. Side note, watch this.
I thought you was
about to hold me accountable. I'm about to go crazy. But,
so you wouldn't take the birth control?
No, just for the chemical imbalance in the body. I know what it does to women.
Oh, I forgot he woke as hell.
Oh yeah, he thinks it's
we can't even ask him these questions.
He thinks it's agenda.
Actually, my chemicals.
No, but let me see. So I think
I'm gonna grow a horn. I don't believe in that.
But no, yes, women's body, their choice, of course. And I think to your sentiment of like, when the man is involved in that, I think they do, the woman does owe some say so, or should have allow the man some say so, especially if you're in some type of real committed relationship. Now, if it was like a one-off thing and you like, no, like you're not seeking a potential relationship, then maybe you don't necessarily need to really consider what they're gonna say, because it happened and now this is really my choice. And we didn't take precautions. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it's tricky. I think the women definitely need, no matter what, it's their choice. I believe in the right to abortion. I believe the right to Plan B. I believe the right to all that, because, you know, that just goes into account. If it is an accident, if you're inebriated and something just happens, like now you're trying to take that right away is crazy. Like you shouldn't be forced to bring a child into this world. No matter, like you shouldn't be forced
if you don't want to.
Yeah, if you don't want to be, you should have that right, and that's pretty much my only stance.
It's really none of our business. That's one thing I don't like about the Republican Party. As of late, they try to get so involved in that, and it's just like that's a huge no-no. That's none of your business. There should be no voting or anything in regards to what women do with their bodies. That's not a political issue. That's a human issue, and, and you feel me? I feel like women definitely deserve the right to do what they want with their reproductive organs, and I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. You didn't answer if you would take birth control though.
For what?
Just a question.
There's no point.
Okay.
That would be redundant. Like, there's no point in me taking birth control or needing.
Would you take birth control?
Since you don't have a mic.
I
You said candy coated birth control?
Candy
coated birth control.
That's just.
They would have to hit so hard. They would have to be so good.
They make everything, but that's the thing. They make everything in edible form now. You got gummy,
they would have to be nerd flavored.
Like, wait, you said you give birth control to your plants.
I do put birth control.
So it's readily available.
That's just for estrogen.
That's the women's
plants
one.
need estrogen to grow.
That's the women's.
You got kids, bro?
Nah, no kids.
You don't have no kids. What's your stand? I mean, do you have a take on it? I don't know if it's too controversial for you, or what's your take on just parenthood?
I'm pro woman.
Yeah,
there you go. I was gonna text him the response, like say, yeah.
I love women.
Yeah.
Women need to be happy.
They scream in the music, bro.
That is definitely fair to say.
What's the next fair to say?
Yeah, we'll get up out of that one. The next one comes from T-Town 5 GOAT. Is it fair to say that Drake might be the last real rap superstar that we will see in a long time, since there is so much music and fans
We went right into
are so spread out these days?
That's your burner account, Stat. Stop playing with us.
I hate y'all.
Young Stat Town 5 GOAT.
For clarity, just so you know why we're laughing, I left out. I'm a Drake supporter. I was a Drake supporter through the whole thing. And so anytime some Drake comes up, they troll me. And now I don't even remember what the take was because I laughed through it. What was it, Six? What was the, is it fair to say?
He said, is it fair to say that Drake might be the last real rap superstar that we will see in a long time, since there's so much music and fans are so spread out these days? I don't think so.
We got one more. They just didn't use hashtag fair to say, but it is pertinent to the show. From Ed 221.
So we don't want to read this one?
So we don't want to go. We're just out of this.
About the Drake one?
Yeah.
What the Drake?
It's fair to say. Okay, what's the next one?
Yeah,
No, it's not fair to say.
That's my take.
Drake is not about to be the last real rap superstar.
All right, we got another
There's
musician.
other
Let's
people.
let the other musician speak.
Nah, I think it's gonna be somebody new. Like, let's not forget about Kendrick.
Yeah, let's
but
not.
he's already been relevant since Drake's been out. So he said
I thought
the rap superstar that we'll see in a long time, because Kendrick's already a superstar. So like, is there another potential? Okay, that's a good question. Is there somebody you see that has potential that could reach that level?
I mean, what do you define a rap superstar by? I feel like maybe it'll be a female. Maybe Doja Cat. She's like the next
that's fire.
bubbling biggest rap
That's
star.
a good take.
That's a super.
It's a real good take, because she's still fairly new, and she still is on the height, the up and up of her career. So, yeah, that's a good take.
Yeah, I feel like that. Then we can go into saying that there were some that we saw coming that kind of fizzled, and I'm not gonna say fell off, because I don't believe artists can necessarily all the way fall off. I think that they can take time off and come back, and then they can come back harder. Because I know when I say who I'm about to say, you're gonna tear me up.
Lil Baby or Dead Baby?
Neither.
Oh.
Roddy Ricch.
Oh, he fell off.
He didn't fall off.
Roddy Ricch fell off.
I think Roddy Ricch got comfortable, and he needs to get uncomfortable again so that he can begin to make the music that he was making when he was truly hungry.
I think Roddy Ricch got rich and realized he could take some time off and not rush the process.
I've heard him address him waking up, and the entire timeline is talking about him falling off and how that makes him feel. He even addressed that in his Survivor's Remorse, the single.
And he said it on stage at the pop-out.
Yeah, so I definitely feel like he's uncomfortable in a sense. We just have to call a spade a spade. It's okay to say that Roddy Ricch fell off. His sophomore album did not perform well. He had sophomore jinx. The 2 follow-up projects he's put out since did not perform well, did not live up to the magnitude of his debut album that I find as a semi-classic. I just don't think that Roddy did right by the West. I feel like he more so chased the South sound, and karmically,
really,
XYZ happened. Yeah, that's my
biggest
theory.
Songs are West Coast sound.
How do you think he fell off, and do you define falling off just on a numerical value or a quality of music? Because his first project was so crazy, and I'm a fan of Roddy Ricch. I don't hear like a decline in music. His shit is like still hard to me. We live in the gang mentality day of fans where people like, it's cool to be like, you fell off, we don't like you anymore. Like people love you one minute and they hate you the next. So I feel like I think it was dope, and it made him more like worldly, the fact that he didn't have like a super strong like West Coast sound. Like he's a fire artist. Kendrick, another artist, I don't ever think he had like a super like West Coast like sound. He's one of the biggest artists, not the biggest artist in the game. So like Tyler the Creator, another West Coast artist, didn't have like a super like West Coast sound. One of the biggest in the game. Steve Lacy. So like I don't know if the sound really like has to do with it, but that's just my.
I understand that. Nonetheless, I think when he dropped his sophomore album, Live Life Fast, it got extremely negative reviews upon release. Yeah. And you don't want that for your sophomore album because artists try to run away from sophomore jinx. Not just that it underperformed commercially, but it also underperformed critically. So he didn't hit either mark. It didn't sell well, and it didn't get critical acclaim as his first album did both. And when I say karmically, your first album doesn't sound like the West Coast to me. It sounds like the South. Cool, you get a diamond record, you win a Grammy with Nipsey, rest in peace, all those great things. Why not on your sophomore album give us a body of work that sounds like Compton? My Crazy Life sounds like Compton. Good Kid, Mad City sounds like Compton. Why don't we have a body of work from you that sounds like Compton? You flop sounding like Gunna and Young Thug, so why not flop sounding like Compton? If I'm a flop sounding like the hometown. You don't think you wanted to
try something different?
But you try something different on your first go around.
But do you feel like, honestly, coming out of the mixtapes, like when you go back to his mixtapes, did it ever sound all the way like LA? I don't think
bass, so. The bass in the bottom of the record and the heart and the soul of the record was LA. But it wasn't Gunna.
The drums and all of the structure of those patterns was Southern. It was very much, it was in the pocket of like Lucci, like Gunna, all of that. It was in that pocket of what that sound was at that time. Even like Keep On Money, like it was hella niggas that was making that. Money Man, all of them was making music that sounded like that.
His Grammy comes from a West Coast sounding record. Hit Boy produced Racks in the Middle with that hard bottom bass grooving record.
Not his song.
But why not? And like Hit Boy said, I give you a Grammy. Why do we never work together again?
Because that was a feature. He did a feature with an LA artist that had an LA sound, and that was what he wanted to do. But his music as a brand, he never had a LA sound.
Well, not making West Coast sounding music post his debut album hasn't worked for him. So maybe he should try making. The only time it does work is when he links up with Mustard. What's the project everybody's asking him to do?
True.
Work with Mustard for a whole project, not just a Mustard single. So if he did a whole album produced by Mustard, that would be a West Coast project. So I don't think it's wrong to say that Roddy Ricch should bring it home, bring that momentum, be a SoFi Stadium, an attraction for the West, be a monument out West. Stop giving all our momentum to the South because clearly they're not embracing you. They're online saying that you fell off.
Yeah. As a as an out of town artist, do you think regionally making music for your region or trying to make sure that you feed that core sound, it can be detrimental to you as an artist, or do you think that's something you have to do to keep your roots? Because I know like a lot of alternative sounding music and eclectic sounding music, like some of the artists you mentioned, Kanye doesn't sound like Chicago, Andre doesn't sound like Atlanta, Joey, all these artists that you are familiar with, they don't have just a set regional sound. So because LA puts a lot of focus on that, do you think that is hindrance to a career, or that's something that artists should focus on, being from a certain region, feeding that?
I think at the end of the day, you should feed yourself and your soul, whatever you think is true to you, whatever comes to you naturally.
That's what I think Roddy was doing, but I just wanted to get your...
I think anytime you're trying to fit into a box of what people want you to be, is kind of like... does yourself a disjustice. You just got to be who you are and make the music that comes to you, no matter where you're from. I think the internet kind of like, it didn't destroy regional music, but like we kind of live in one general region.
Right.
The internet, every pocket has like their sounds and stuff, but like sometimes having such a strong regional sound can like limit you to expanding towards like the rest of the states. Like I think YG was like the first like Kendrick, like Good Kid, Mad City was like a LA sound, but it wasn't like that 100 like BPM type like LA sound. Like My Crazy Life, that's his first album, YG, right?
Debut album, yes.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Like being from New York, hearing that, I felt like I was like
in LA,
in Compton, like from the skits to the beats to the stories, like him and Sycamore, like they killed that shit, bro. That was like an amazing like album, and that was West Coast, and, like that worked for YG, but not say it's gonna work like for everybody. Like some of my favorite rappers, TDE, they don't have like a super like West Coast sound. They're known as being lyrical rappers, but they're definitely from the West Coast.
Wait, but why don't you associate lyricism with the West Coast? Because I don't disassociate a sound from the West Coast because it's lyrical, because West Coast has been hyper lyrical from the jump.
Nah, you
I
can't.
think, I'm not saying lyrical is not West Coast. I'm just talking about just like the style of like music sonically.
Yeah.
Like I feel like TDE is more known as like lyrical rappers, is like YG is more like a West Coast, like he raps on West Coast beats. DJ Mustard makes like West Coast beats. Okay. But this is my opinion. It's like a guy from like New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
And LA, I feel like you do have to kind of give some grace on that because the West Coast is known for party music. And party music should not be dumbass lyrical.
But I'm not even saying it's known for like party music, because Kendrick Lamar is like the biggest rapper.
Right.
And where's he from?
But then aside from
you mean
that,
like the sound has like a party, like it can be played in parties.
I'm talking
it's not
about
party music,
when you leave California and anybody talks to you about West Coast music, it's it's YG, it's HBK, it's all these songs that were there's the hyphy movement, there's the jerking movement, there's the clown dancing, there's the yiking. All of these different things came from us as far as turning up. And so a lot of times you do leave, and that's where I'm in tune with you on some like, I'm ready for y'all to kind of take us a little bit more serious.
Yeah. Because
I feel like a lot of times when I'm moving around the industry outside of California,
yeah,
it's very unserious. Like they're very like, oh yeah, you from like, oh you from the Bay? Right. Oh, go dumb. And I'm like, no, bro. Like we actually make real shit, but y'all have only gotten the shit that made it past Arizona.
I mean, when you have the, not to cut you off, but when you have the pop out and you got Tommy the Clown and clown dancers on stage and the whole country watching us, that's why they don't take us serious.
But then you can't say that because you can't say that because you just said that you want people to bring a light to LA, and Tommy is an integral part of LA to y'all. Just like we as a band can't do shit without E40.
I wouldn't have had it because I wouldn't want people to take us serious. I wouldn't want people to take us serious, and I don't think of party music.
I just don't think it should have been 10 minutes.
I think of storytelling. I think of vivid storytelling. The game was a storyteller. Ice Cube, Ice-T, 6 in the morning. That's storytelling.
For sure.
It always comes from a story. Doggy Style, The Chronic, those are movies and stories.
But then we transformed.
My Crazy Life is a story. Good Kid, Mad City is a story. Victory Lap's a story.
But Just Read Up is turned up. All of Just Read Up.
We have pockets of
turned up.
From my like angle, first of all, I don't think nobody like doesn't take the West Coast seriously like at all. But like I don't think of the West Coast as party music. I think it's like gangster hip hop music, like NWA, like Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. Like that was my first introduction to the West Coast. Like hard ass beats, hard ass rhymes. So like that's what I really think. I don't really associate it with party music.
I agree.
Per se. I think that's more like,
I appreciate that.
Like music that makes it, I guess, farther across like the country from the West Coast is not always necessarily party music.
Yeah,
it sounds. I think the sound. We can last point to touch on. I think that time, like the era that we're talking about, the early '90s of like gangster rap, it was more vivid storytelling where you felt like you were a part of the city and the streets. But as the music transitioned, it stayed gangster rap, but it became more. I think gangster rap became more rep your set, and a lot of sets have dances. Every set out here walks. There's a Crip walk, there's a Blood walk, whatever the case, and then that turned it into more of like a party sound, because even YG is still storytelling and is gangster, but his music and his beats and his Mustard connection gives it like a, we can all dance to this. Right. So it does have a both, like it could feel like party music, but the core, I think, of the West Coast is storytelling. And I think that's what Bijan wants people to get back to.
That's what I want people to get back to.
I agree. That's my whole stance.
I just want to say, people take the West Coast very seriously.
Well, I appreciate that.
I never heard that one before.
I didn't mean you specifically, but no,
I mean, just in general, like, I don't think people think it's...
Not on the timeline.
Yeah,
on the timeline, we get insulted.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of love. It's very much... Like I said, they look at all of the things that we do as kind of like gimmicky,
sophomore,
like caricature almost. And that's why I said, like, I'ma definitely always rep where I'm from. If Mac Dre comes on, I'm rapping every lyric. I'm hitting my thizzle dance. I'm dropping down and I'm doing the bird. But at the same time, don't walk up to me and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
don't patronize it.
Oh, you from the Bay? Oh, okay. Ugh. Like, you don't immediately go into
Tell me where to go.
Yeah.
You ghost ride your whip?
Yeah, like everybody's like, oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, we going dumb on the yellow bus, and it's like, okay, bro, we did that.
But we
like,
have other things.
Like, it's like when you go back and look at your high school pictures or your middle school pictures, and you're just like, okay, yeah, we did. I did do that for a second, but like, I'm here now, and I'm a grown up. Like, hear what we have to say now. Hear what we're doing now. And it's like they don't let us live that down. Just like when you go out, everybody's like. And it's like you don't have to do that every 5 seconds or crip walk every 5 seconds.
All right,
like,
so this is from 221st Street, Chris. He said, Eddie Jean Paul, Ed Ben Illa, y'all need your own show under the network where y'all two just interview music artists. LOL. I feel like we do a great job interviewing artists here.
Yeah, why y'all trying to exclude me?
Yeah, they trying to break the show up. They trying to break the show up
y'all
already.
Out of pocket.
Yeah,
but no,
that's why I want to
respect your connection.
No,
No
I
hate.
appreciate
But
that.
it's fair to say that we here to do this shit together.
Yeah.
But speaking of music, and let's just see if the West Coast got some love. The Hot Topics Grammy nominations for 2020 submissions. Excuse me, I apologize. I thought it said it was the nominations. The submissions are in for the Grammys. Let's take a look at what this is.
I remember when this used to be done in like August.
Well, okay, so we got some submissions that could potentially see. We got some love for Kendrick on the West Coast. But Kendrick, go back one more time, my bad. Kendrick Lamar submitting Not Like Us for Record of the Year. Okay.
It should win, definitely get nominated.
It probably, I could see it. Well,
It definitely needs to be
It's
nominated.
definitely get
There's
nominated.
no question it can't be
But so
nominated.
Nicki Minaj submitted her Pink Friday 2 album, which performed extremely well, as well as the FTCU for Record of the Year, and Everybody for Song of the Year, R&B for Best Melodic Rap Performance. What else we got? Hopefully she gets at least one of them, because we know Nicki doesn't have a Grammy yet. They call her No Grammy Nicki.
That's what they call it?
on the timeline.
This
When she
nigga
got into
messy
it with
than a
Lotto,
bitch.
over that nomination, they call her No Grammy Nicki, because all the other queens of rap, from Latifah to Kim to Salt and Pepper to Eve, they all had Lauryn Hill. They all had
We know
Cardi.
Nicki's
They
been,
all have
we know
Grammys.
she's been snubbed. We
Can you-
obviously for a decade. We
can
know
you
that.
do me a favor and just apologize to the Barbs before they come get you?
Fuck the Barbs.
Oh my God.
Don't clip that
I don't
because
support
we
that
want
statement.
love and
I don't
fairness.
support that statement at
I
all.
love Nicki Minaj.
The words
wholeheartedly.
that side of the table
Nicki's
never.
she's a queen of
If you
rap,
know,
but she
you
don't
know.
have a Grammy.
Don't do that.
She don't have a Grammy.
Y'all know my affiliations. I would never disrespect
and
the
she
queen.
stole her shit from Kim. But we back on this.
Oh no, you ain't
That's
finna do that to
wild.
Nick.
Woo!
Okay, Beyonce got a shit ton of nominations. Who's
That's
next?
No, submissions.
Submissions. Excuse me. Sorry, my apologies.
So she's going for Album of the Year. She's going for Record of the Year. She's going for Best Country Solo. Let's talk about this real quick, because we know the CMAs snubbed her altogether.
Go next.
So do you feel like the Grammys will give her some wins in the Grammy in the country categories?
I think she definitely should. I feel like Texas Hold'em. I don't know if I would say the album as a whole, because I'm not really into the genre to know what it went up against.
Okay, what is
But I do know, as far as, I think she'll be going head up against her own little protege, which is Shabuzi.
Shabuzi?
I was gonna say Shabuzi. Song
Yeah,
of the-
like
song
I'm
of the
like,
year.
I think she'll be going head up against him, and I honestly don't know if she could beat him out.
But
this
at least
time.
she'll be nominated, because
For sure.
CMAs didn't even nominate her, so
Yeah,
she
for
deserves the
sure.
That was
nominations.
crazy.
Right.
Why do you think she got snubbed even though she had popular country artists and legendary country artists like Dolly Parton?
Politics,
Yeah, Willie
country
Nelson.
politics.
I say her the black skin on her.
But also Shabuzi did get nominated for
I was gonna say.
So it's not a race thing?
I don't think that it was about that. I think it was about the fact that they're being petty back and forth with each other. So Beyonce previously has had albums where she's done, like, she's crossed every genre off in the one album. In that she did submit the country song to the CMAs, and they were like, yeah, that's out. You're an R&B singer. Even if it's a country song, we're not giving it to you.
Yeah.
So let me.
So what she did, and I believe this is all my theory, this is not factual. I think that because of that, she said, bet, I see you and I raise you, here's a whole country album. Now tell me I'm not country.
And they told her she's not country.
And they
and
told
we
you.
see you, and we're finna shut
We
you
doubling
down. Like,
down.
They
we said
doubled
what
down.
we said. Like, stay over
She
there
did
with
say
it.
Texas Hold'em, right?
So
Well, let's
I
double
think
down.
I definitely think that they're playing.
Petty games.
Yeah, I don't even want to say Chester checkers. Like, it's really just like Go Fish. Like, they're
Personal.
playing
So
with
is the
each other.
Shabuzi artist? Is he full country?
Yeah.
So that's why. So
Yeah.
he got nominated, and he would get more respect because he is a country artist, black or
He
not.
also works with rappers. Like he has a song with Big X.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
His core, they
'Cause
know
those are
they're going to
features.
respect the core of him as an artist, being a country artist, and give him the nod as a black country artist before they
Yeah.
give someone who's never done country their whole life, and then in their eyes would be appropriating.
I feel that way.
My
Country.
contrast to that would be, okay, maybe not best country artist, but if I put out a country album and there's a category for best country album, I don't care if this is my first country
Still
album.
the same
if this
nod,
is the
though.
best country album this
That's
year,
It's still
I
the
deserve
same.
to be nominated.
But I think
in that
that's
category.
where. But I think that's where the Grammys comes in, because I think the Grammys will let you cross pollinate however you want
A little
to. Because
bit.
then we got to see Kanye in the gospel category, Snoop in the gospel category. Like they'll let you do what you're doing when you're doing it. Like they're on some like, we respect who you are, who you're identifying as right now. But the CMAs, that's like holy ground. They're very much purists. You know what I'm saying? Like I do always say that I feel like hip hop, we are a genre that lets everybody come and go as
No
they
gatekeeping.
please.
And we could talk about that
We
later in
love
the episode.
everybody, and whoever wants to come in and out whenever they feel like it, we like, hey, come on in. You invited to the cookout.
They're not used to us appropriating
but
them.
they're
It's
not
the other way around.
right?
Yeah.
But I will
So when
say,
it happens, it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
you ain't about to just come and step on all these other white lady country artists and
But
just
they
think you're
do.
about to
But
take
we
they-
have to
they
keep
do
the
give
same
credit.
energy
They
then.
do. They do give credit to black artists when they do. Like K Michelle has been a part of it when she
Yeah.
decided, but she also announced, I'm denouncing R&B and I'm
Right.
chasing what I wanted to chase. Well, I'm not going to say denounce in a negative way, but she officially switched teams.
She,
You know,
I
she
would
did
say that
the-
that was a whole journey process for K
Yeah.
Michelle, because it took her like 15 years to get recognized as a country artist, even though she began her career making country
Yeah, now
music.
she looks
she's-
more like a white woman too, so why not?
Stab.
do that.
How do you feel about like
Damn it,
like
Stetson.
Grammys and like, you know, like aspiring as an artist? Is that like an aspiration? I know like when I was growing up and when I was doing my music thing, that it was an aspiration. But I think as I got older, I realized that like certain accolades from certain people shouldn't define or make you feel any less than. So like I wonder now in this day and age now when people are making music and the Grammys are looked at as such, do you feel as an artist this is something that you aspire for? Or is it like, fuck the Grammys, I don't care if I get recognized by them?
I mean, it all depends on your metric for success. I definitely always aspired to get a Grammy. It won't like make me or break me, but like I would love to get nominated and to get a Grammy. I can't lie and say I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The acknowledgement obviously I think is dope. But I just know like even like a lot of other award shows, like most people don't think put a lot of people don't show up for them, and it's just like I feel like this
For the
day and
black
age,
ones.
certain award shows or awards aren't really valued the way they were 10,
Yeah.
15 years ago. So for artists, it's like, is that a goal now?
I think. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think it's just like there's no more gatekeepers, so like
Yeah.
it's just you don't need to go through all these channels and get all these accolades to make it. Like I think I don't know how many Grammys Drake has, but he doesn't seem to like really
He
care
don't
about
even
that.
show up no
He's
more.
made like
Anymore.
cultural impact and changed the
Kanye
world.
got like 23 of them
Yeah.
bitches or something.
Yeah.
But he came through like a different era, so like
Right.
it's like it's cool. I think it's amazing. It's like still like one of the highest honors, but
I
like,
think
feel
Kanye
like,
and Beyonce got the most. Sorry.
But
Really?
I don't know why it's one of the highest honors though, because I always say like Mary J. Blige, she'll show up. Everybody know that's my favorite. She'll show up to the Grammys and like have a seizure on stage, performing her heart out. But then Soul Train Awards time, she's not there. But your
Beyonce.
first award in 1992 was the Soul Train Awards.
Right.
You didn't win a Grammy till years and years within your career. So I don't understand why such pivotal, integral black artists don't show up to
Yeah.
those type of award shows, but quick to show up to the Grammys,
That was kind of like my point. Like,
despite the lack of support over the years
Everybody
early on.
complains about that all the time. Not the Source Awards, the
Soul
Stellar
Train,
Awards,
yeah.
the Soul Train Awards,
NAACP
BET
Image Awards, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just don't show up. But in that same breath, though, you can't admit that there are a lot of people that have stopped showing up to the Grammys too.
Yeah, recently,
But
yes.
larger artists,
Right.
that's the one thing I will notice. Like the smaller artists will pull up to the Grammys
Right.
and be, in their red
Get that
carpet
press.
down.
I understand.
Yeah,
But you got Jay-Z on stage complaining about his wife's award situation. But then I don't see you at the BET Awards or the BET Hip Hop Awards, or you feel me, those type of award shows anymore.
Yeah, why you
got what I'm saying? So it's like if you go to these awards in a suit and tie and get up on stage and complain, but you won't even show up to the so-called black platforms.
He has more business peers in the Grammy space than he does in the BET space. So I think that's why. But
I don't agree with that. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me ask you guys this: do we think that there is a record of the year that could go up against Not Like Us?
Shabuzi, Tipsy.
I agree.
In hip hop,
12 weeks, number one right now.
That would be hard.
13 when this comes out.
Yeah, I feel like he'll get best rap. I feel like he'll for sure get best rap, but I don't know about record.
Okay, well let's forget the Grammys. Let's go a little bit more cultural. The hip hop awards are coming up next week.
BET Hip Hop Awards.
The BET Awards are coming up next week. Are there nominations out for that?
Yeah, let's pull them up. 310 Baby is nominated for Best Breakthrough Artist.
Good for him.
Fingers crossed for him.
Good for him. I'm really
so we
happy
got some
LA representation, but he's also voting. You know, he's a Recording Academy member, so he'll be voting for the Grammys.
Who's this? 310 Baby. That's 2023.
Shout out to him. I appreciate. I got to catch his interview on Back on Fig, and he is so well spoken.
Yeah.
He is so intelligent. He really has his head on straight, and I'm really appreciative of that as a young artist. Because when we hear all these horror stories about artists that got in the game so young, and they were just like fully taken advantage of, he's really got everything in his mind set straight to exactly how he wants to do it. So shout out to 310 Baby and Back on Fig for that. That was a great interview.
Great.
If you haven't seen it, go check it out on their channel.
Yeah, so
best hip hop video.
That's dope that
Drake,
there is some acknowledgement there.
Cardi, Meg, Lotto.
I see the event video by 41. Powers, you any thoughts on that one?
They go crazy.
I haven't seen that either. But then again, I will say, again, to your point, that there's a lot of music that comes out now.
Yeah.
It's really hard to actually be able to intake all of the music that comes out and videos, because we don't have the 106 in Park, we don't have the t-rell, we don't have any of those things anymore, to where it's like you have to actively go out and seek these videos if you want to see them. So
best collab, the Cardi and Meg record, the Central C-Lo Baby record, Nicki and Uzi, first person shooter. We'll probably pick this one up. What y'all think?
These are you said first
for best
person
collab.
shooter?
Yeah.
I think Mamushi might get it just because it's cross-plat. I mean, it's.
Remember, it's hip hop. It's hip hop. It's hip hop awards.
BET Hip Hop Awards.
He rapped.
But it's also going up against Like That.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It could even be Nicki Minaj for real. All these records did really well.
Okay, best collab is a tough one. Okay, best duo, 41. What is that
Best
group?
duo?
What's that group called?
It's three of them.
Vultures?
Oh, Vultures, I guess. Ye Dollar Sign, all right. Ross and Meek Mill, no way. Future and Metro wins that. Best live performer. Wow, I didn't even know that was a category. That's fire, though.
This is crazy.
Kendrick, Missy.
I'm going to always say Dot because I feel like he just gives the best visuals in the industry.
That's my point of bringing up the hip hop awards, because I think out of the Grammy category, we think that Not Like Us is going to win.
Cardi B, not to cut you off, Stetson. Cardi B in the Lyricist of the Year category?
No, I was talking about Playboy Cardi being on Metro Boomin's name.
Oh.
No, next to Travis.
I mean, Travis Scott.
For best performer? That's weird. A glitch. Why is Cardi B under Lyricist of the Year?
Here he goes.
No, they're trying to raise my blood pressure.
Obviously, it's the BET Hip Hop Awards. It's gonna get swept by Kendrick. He's gonna clear pretty much every category.
So.
He will clear every.
Win some.
I don't think he's gonna sweep.
In BET Hip Hop categories, he's gonna clear those categories.
At least 5.
Just in case he doesn't get acknowledged at the Grammys, they're gonna make sure he wins them all here.
You think so?
I like that Nicki was in the best performing category because Pink Friday World Tour is the biggest world tour in female rap history. Well, shout out to her. I am appreciative of that. But Cardi and Lyricist, it made me want to damn near close the website out.
Cardi got some shit, bro.
Lyricist of the Year.
She got some shit.
Cardi
why we
is
hating on
hard.
women, man?
I'm hating on women?
I said, why we hating on women?
No, I'm not hating on women. One, we know she has ghostwriters. Two, Cardi B's not a lyricist.
She writes, though, too. Everybody works with writers these days. Everybody gonna take a hook.
It's the difference between working with a writer and getting a reference track sent to you and you go in the studio and you rap that word for word. But I digress.
I fuck with Cardi. At the end of the day, everybody has ghostwriters.
Well, how do you feel about ghostwriters when it comes to rapping versus creating a song. See, there's where the line is different. I think Dijon is like, okay, you get the reference, you spit it bar for bar, and you're supposed to be a rapper. That can't be accepted, whether you're female or male or not. Like, as far as, I mean, it's accepted, you make good music, but to be considered a lyricist and you're not writing,
it's crazy.
I'm not going for that. But on the other hand, if you have writers that come in for R&B music or help with bridges or maybe catchy words or help with the hook, I think it's a little bit more acceptable. But you making art music from point A to point Z, do you work with writers? Would you ever even open up your studio to let somebody write something for you?
I mean, I'm a producer, so I'm always working with writers. Like, literally everybody works with writers. And like when the whole ghostwriter situation first blew up, like all my OGs and old heads, like, they was like, bro, this been going on since the beginning of hip hop. It's not nothing new. This became like a public thing. But I mean, if everybody would take a hook, if somebody helps you write a song, but like, say you wrote like 90% of your songs and 10% someone like wrote for you. Maybe those are your biggest hit songs, but the shit that's like the real lyrical shit, you wrote yourself, do you automatically disqualify that person?
I don't, because that's the flack they give Drake.
Yeah.
That's the flack they give Drake. Like, he had ghostwriters or writers that helped him with some of his biggest songs, but if you're not penning his bars, I don't really, if you're not penning as a rapper, if you're not taking somebody's pre-written rhymes and bars, I don't really care if you work with writers. I think it should be respected. I think it should be accepted more in the industry because it creates and allows for better music.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like being in a studio session by yourself versus being in a session with like an actual camp or something like that, where there's like everybody in the room is able to add to this. The music is just so much better because you can hear things. Some people hear things that other people don't. It's just it makes it better, and I feel like being that closed-minded, it's detrimental to the sound.
No, it happened. You have DLC who wrote Doggy Style for Snoop, and then Snoop turned around and wrote Warren G's debut album. Yeah. So you definitely have that going on in hip-hop. LL Cool J used to write for MC Lyte. It is what it is, but are we going to look into these cameras and say Cardi B is lyricist of the year? Are we about to do that? Which camera? Let me know which camera to look into.
They needed to fill in the nomination. Let's just give her that.
All right.
Let's just.
Why you trying to do Cardi like that?
I love Cardi.
Lyricist of the year. Y'all got it.
She shouldn't be lyricist of the year.
And Carisha Please is best hip hop platform. Y'all got it. Let's go.
Nah, I agree, but you're very opinioned about the ladies categories. All right, cool. Well, shit. Here you are. Female lady categories. We have one more.
Female lady categories. Here you go. Wow.
JT from the City Girls album is certified gold. Is she better off as a solo act?
Yes, because Young Miami doesn't show a cavalier interest in hip hop or being a prime MC.
Take that back.
No, she
held it down by herself and kept them where they were at the entire time.
Many years ago.
No.
As of late, she seems
say now.
Like she has other priorities.
Okay,
wasn't their biggest song when JT in jail? Wasn't JT still on that song?
Yeah.
So she didn't do anything by herself. I think their biggest song.
She did do everything by herself. I
could be wrong. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about keeping the band afloat.
While JT was down,
she was doing the performances by herself. She was doing the appearances by herself. She was doing everything that she could. Like, they literally have it documented.
But look what changed? So what happened? What changed?
She tired.
No, I don't think you have the same people around you to help you create that type of material anymore.
I mean, they've both spoken to the fact that they feel like the label was withholding resources.
Yeah.
They were stunting their actual releases. They were not letting them make the music they wanted to make. They both said that openly, vocally. And then, of course,
so why
women,
split?
Let's keep it a buck.
That's what I was gonna say. Women, we bump heads. That's just that's a fact of the matter. Two women in a group together, it's gonna go left.
Go ahead.
I think just being in a group is not easy. Like, having a creative partner and doing that for a long time. Like, you look down the line, like, pretty much every group that's ever been together has had their separate time, and sometimes you just gotta like go do your own thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's the end. It doesn't mean there's beef. It's just like she wants to explore her own creativity.
No,
so like, it doesn't have to be like a negative. Yeah.
She's doing it well. I feel like too. Another thing that I appreciate about JT, both of them actually, and this is your gripe usually, that they took their situations with their partners and they expanded their palettes, if that makes sense. So like you are starting to see JT moving more into like the cloud rap, SoundCloud. Like she's going more to that Uzi side,
emulating her man as she should as a female FMC.
She's opening up to it more than she normally would have.
I would not emulate Uzi to try to be a FMC.
Why not?
No, that's what I'm saying
he's
is
embracing
whatever.
both of his sides. So with that being said,
she said trying to be a FMC. Shouldn't follow Uzi.
What I mean by that is every pivotal FMC always Yo-Yo sounded like Cube. You feel me? Foxy would rap like Nas when she was with Nas, and when she was with Jay, she would sound like Jay.
And that's why I'm
Bonnie
saying
and Clyde format.
I get your
and
point.
then same thing with Carisha. Yeah. But that's to your point. Carisha was with Diddy, and she started going into her, I'm not gonna rap, I'm gonna get in my business bag.
Mogul
I'm gonna
bag.
do exactly.
Yeah.
And so I feel like both women got to go off and see what they were gonna do. They got to explore more. Their horizons are expanding. Their opportunities are expanding. And I think that they
musically she's better as a solo artist.
Musically, once Yachty stopped writing for them, JT still had gusto, and Miami did not have gusto. Miami said to herself,
what I was saying, yeah.
QC wouldn't let her release a record because they weren't pleased with the single she was turning in, and she said that recently. Yeah. So to me, that tells me that you can't really get a hit without this ghostwriter.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
JT's still able to come up with good music. The Jeezy record, not saying I'm the biggest JT fan in the world. She still has some work to do, but she's still able to go on her own merit, whereas Young Miami needed that crutch. And yes, she held it down while JT was in jail. I give her that, but that was some years ago. We're talking about a little bit more recently.
Yeah,
I feel like we got it. Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like we gotta reel that in a little bit.
He's been super
I'm a
bold
bold
today.
nigga.
Did you have breakfast?
Reel that in again.
I didn't eat breakfast.
That's what it is. I knew there was something today.
But I thought
your mic didn't work.
It's very much giving He-Man Woman Haters Club today. I'm not even
woman hater. I just talked about how Nicki Minaj had the highest selling female rap tour in history.
Got one in the chamber.
And
I talked about how Pink Friday performed extremely well. I'm not getting women hated for when I say I've mentioned more female rappers at this table than anyone has at this table. No one else said MC Light, Fox.
That's
Brown.
why he's so passionate, because he just cares about female rappers.
No one else mentioned Yo-Yo.
Listen, let's say one good thing.
Who was the first female rapper to have a record deal?
No, I'm talking about the people that you've mentioned today.
We don't care.
MC Light, Atlantic Records.
Let's talk about the women today that definitely just caught a couple strays. What do you like about JT?
What do I like about JT? Her ability to exude Southern hip hop. I feel like female rappers have always had a harder time being commercial, and from the South, Trina never went platinum. So excluding maybe Meg Thee Stallion, we never really seen it. So I like that she's able to go and be from the South. I like that representation of it, because normally female rap eradicates with New York.
Got you.
So I like her representation of the South eloquently.
Speaking of female raps,
what do you like about Cardi, real quick?
What do I like about Cardi?
Cardi B.
You trying to get him vindication right
Cardi
now?
No,
let him stand on the hill.
Stand on the hill that some female rappers need.
We don't need him to.
I put out a whole female rap report card. You can Google it.
But we don't need him to clear up what he likes about him. He shit on him. Let him shit on him.
I haven't been shitting on him. You haven't been listening.
At the beginning, you did shit on Nicki.
On your listening.
No, you shit on Nicki.
No, I also bigged up Pink Friday World Tour being the biggest world tour in female rap history. And I also bigged up her Grammy submissions and spoke to how. Okay, what was the first week sales for Pink Friday 2, please?
I wouldn't know that.
Over 200,000.
I wouldn't know that. What is that? But what does that matter?
So I've been bigging up Nicki this whole time. I said fuck the bars playfully.
But I'm just saying, to her point, she wants you to say nice about things to the point that you have.
As I was.
To the point that you have.
I'm great.
No.
As I was, Cardi B, she rides that beat.
Not in front of company.
Cardi B rides.
This is normal.
Cardi rides that beat. She finds the pocket. She finds that flow.
Yes.
So in terms of cadence and flow, Cardi scored extremely well on the female rap report card. Again, I grade female rappers.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, he's balanced. So to his point, he said groups are hard to stay in. We know it's tough. Before we get out of this, okay, I guess we're moving on right now. Before we, I didn't realize. Before we close out the show.
We have some closing questions too.
Oh, okay. Definitely have some closing questions, but we're gonna definitely make sure we highlight the project that just dropped called Life Sucks from our boy Powers. Yes, any more detail about the project that you would like to highlight to make sure that they check out, man?
Make sure you check it out. It's a crazy producer project. Got a gang of artists on there, and got to be by Powers. I made a banger.
I had a question. Yeah. Which is your favorite Joey Badass feature on this track list specifically?
On this track list specifically?
Yes.
That's a hard one, my guy. They all so fire, and they all like different eras too. So like it depends on the day, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I like Ball Alone, Die Alone.
Fire.
I fuck with Sab heavy.
Okay.
He has a very big
Saba.
connection to the Bay. Yeah. So it's like, I think that kind of highlighted that sound that you're talking when you're like, there's different sounds. I think it definitely fit that like that pocket. Everybody was in that pocket. I'm the same. I like that one.
What was your, bringing it back to FemCs, what was your experience like working with Armani Caesar, first lady of Griselda?
I love her.
She's ill, and like I know her from making more like traditional like boom bap records. So like when I was working with her, we was making like bangers, and like she got off on Smoke. Like that shit is so fire. Like
So she's
she
versatile.
got that. Yeah, she's super versatile. We got
Fire.
some shit.
Okay. Can you scroll down some, 6?
Here we go.
All right, so we got some closing questions. Let's keep it in hip hop. Let's keep it in music. We want everybody's take on this one, man. Bring back one artist from the dead. God rest their soul. Tupac, Michael Jackson, Nipsey Hussle, or Prince?
Nip for me, because that's my generation. It's my second
I'm
favorite
going
rapper.
Pac, no question.
We know.
Y'all knew he was going Pac. He shaved his head trying to be Pac, so. You told us that.
Strike one.
Oh, my fault. I'm going with Nipsey. I cried with Nipsey passed.
Those are the two I cried on,
I
too.
feel like the West Coast took a huge loss. It hasn't been the same since Nipsey passed. He was just getting started commercial album, studio album wise. I definitely wanted to follow up to Victory Lap. So for me, I'm going to go with Nipsey. What say you?
Man, this is too crazy, bro. I'm gonna have to plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth?
Pull and
Yeah.
plead the fifth.
These are all incredible artists, man. I can't pick one.
It is tough.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of wild.
It's super. This is a doozy.
That's what we do at Fair to Say. We want to put you on the spot. We want to ask a question that's going to be like shock value. Like, damn, that's tough to pick.
It's either gonna be Mike or Nip for me.
Okay.
Well, who out of this category then, who had the most musical influence on you? Pick that then. Instead of bringing them back, just one. Who had the most musical influence?
Damn.
Is that just as hard?
I'm gonna have to go with Pac just because like
Fair to
growing up
fucking
in
say,
hip hop for
my
sure.
nigga.
That's hard.
Fair to say.
That's definitely fair to say.
Who wrote this next question?
I can't really see the camera. Who got? Can you see it?
Yes.
Jack.
Okay.
So that we got to clarify before we bring it in.
Fucking Jack. Jack would ask this question.
Right.
How long do you wait to post and go public with your girl/guy? Well, never mind. I was about to say some out of pocket shit. Go ahead. What's your answer? Because you're actually in a relationship. So how long did y'all wait until you went public?
Ooh, I waited a long time. I waited a really
And
long
then you
time.
went dumb public. Y'all went on TV.
TV. John Cena. John
Y'all went on
Cena.
a
The
game show
wipeout.
and wiped out.
Baby! Baby!
Yeah, we everywhere now. There ain't no hiding now. No, I did wait a really long time. I don't know why. I just think probably my own dumb insecurities. Was still young at the time. Wasn't sure I wanted to showcase it to the world. But I think it all just depends on, man, how much you love them and to where the point the people's opinions outside really don't matter. Once you're strong enough to know that whatever your girl looks like, acts like, posts like, career is,
That's a cold
you just
one.
got to accept it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to go crazy and post all the time. But I think to a lot of women, even to my girl standpoint, she likes acknowledgement. She would like the world to know that I'm hers and, you know, that I am in a relationship. She's not worried about people hollering at me or nothing, but she just, you know, every woman wants to be received to the world or to the masses by their loved ones. So I think you should do it modestly, you know, every so often. Don't overdo it, and wait for the right time to where, you know, you're secure in your relationship to where, you know, nothing can really break you up, because I think that's a big deal. I know it's long-winded, but once you go social media, you open your life up to so much bullshit and drama. And if you're not secure as a man and your girl looks a certain type of way or whatever the case might be, just be careful, man.
Well, yesterday was National Boyfriend Day.
I was gonna say, when are we gonna get?
I didn't even get no appreciation.
When
Oh,
are
yes,
we gonna
I
get a
did.
nigga reveal?
I definitely. You didn't see my story yesterday?
I didn't.
Wait, what?
It was up for like a
A
little
nigga
bit.
reveal.
It was up for a little bit until the negative comments start going up. A lot of hateful comments on my story.
Powers, how you feel about relationships, brother? I don't know if you're in one, respectfully, but how you just feel about them with being, even as an artist, you know, like taking that serious?
I think relationships are great. Like whether it's platonic or like romantic, like it's important. It's what life is about.
Yeah. You don't think that that hinders any artist as a career to be public with their loved one? And like, you know, I think that's a cliche thing to be as an artist, is don't put your, it's like, that's like the cliche thing to rappers and to people, is like, you don't want people seeing your baby mama or your girlfriend or your kid. So most men tend to hide that. Like, do you feel like that is a hindrance if you do that, or is it like just showing your normalcy?
Is that my lighter?
Go ahead.
I think it depends on your situation and this on the person. You can't like make a one size fits all type of thing. But I'm definitely a more private person, and I think like Jay-Z and Beyonce, we know that they're together, but they don't really put their personal business online. Yeah.
And when they do, it's like iconic.
Yeah.
Like it's something. Like they don't just willy-nilly just every day be on the story, hey y'all, we in Erewhon. Like they do something, and it's always very like definitive of like the brand or some move that they're making, something.
Oh, it always has a business aspect to it.
Yeah.
Because they're a brand themselves, the Carters.
Deadass.
Even on that album. But yeah.
So I think too, like, just last point, I think it shows normalcy. So like as an artist, man, you don't want to just look like you're a robot. You know what I mean? You do want to show a little bit of something about yourself. But then there's people, again, like J. Cole. Most people don't even know he's married with a kid. You've never seen her. You've never seen his kid.
Not that I care, but I didn't know that.
But I'm just saying there is a good part about being private, you know, but, you know, some women don't even care. They don't want to be known.
Did you get posted on National Boyfriend Day yesterday, Stat?
I did, and I got appreciated, but I didn't get a post.
Oh, just in person, not social.
She's hiding.
It's more of a social.
She actually posts me a lot more than I post her on her stories and shit. But
Ooh, what type of nigga is you?
It's just because
Reciprocation.
No, listen. This environment is different.
She bad though. Like you good.
No, like I said, they definitely.
They know who she is, bro.
Yes, I know. She's not in this world. I don't really want her involved in this world. Some of these people are ruthless, so I tend to keep some of my personal life private. People don't know my family. I don't post my niece, my nephew, my mom, my sister. So I just try to keep certain things separate from the light to where it's just respectfully. You know?
I had to take the post.
I don't never want to hide her at all.
I'll show you. I took the post down. I had to take it down yesterday. I couldn't. Don't psych.
All y'all doing this good giddy moment.
Trust me,
I had to take the post down because it was a lot of like weird, like threats and weird shit going on. I don't understand.
All right, cool, man. So before we wrap up, don't forget this episode is sponsored by Underdog. Make sure you're using code FMW. Download the app right now to get up to 1,000 in bonus cash. Get that free pick. Win your chili. Do not forget there is games all week in all sports. You can win some money too. And we have a really dope announcement before we leave from our own Dijon Paul. I'll let you take it away.
I like that accent on that. All right, so this is my 5th annual. I've been talking about it a lot. It's finally here. This is I'm trying not to cry. This is my 5th annual LA Freshman cover. As you guys know, XXL Magazine has excluded upcoming LA rappers from their cover for the past 3 years in a row. Back in 2020, I made the first one with artists like Wally the Sensei, Key Richards, rest in peace. I've had Jason Cash on the covers, Osama, X4. Throughout the years, a lot of artists have gotten signed, but this year for the 2024 LA Freshman class, I'll read the list. Samad, Dodie Six, Tommy TK, Mr. Bankroll, Big Eve, LA Skywalker, ATM, Danny Friend to the show. Gutter Bracken, Lily Baby, and Epic Must Die. I also must note that Stat designed this cover. It looks amazing. This is the best cover I've ever put out in my career.
Everything I touch turns to gold.
Okay, reel it in.
Yeah, so this is awesome.
I had my moment.
No, thank you.
Moment.
No, it's our moment. He definitely.
I was happy. I offered, before he closes on that, I offered to do the cover because I wanted to be a part of it. This is my homie now. We work together on a continuous basis. I would honored to be a part to do this and show my creativity. He pretty much gave me free roam to do it, and I brought it in, and he loved it. So shout out to me for that.
Shout out to you, but shout out to us because we all made a slight color change at the last moment. So we all contributed. Fair to say adjustment. Again, this cover is so important year after year. Like I said, artists get record deals, A&Rs tap in with managers. I have to shout out Pro Club for styling everyone on the cover, as well as Jason Cash, former freshman alumni who styled everybody for Pro Club. I have to shout out King Palm, and I have to shout out Tilt Los Angeles at the Bridge Howard Hughes Center, a fire-ass sneaker shop that let us do the cover there this year. I did invite 15 rappers, 3 female rappers, because I know a lot of the comments are going to be like, only one female. I invited 3 female rappers, only 1 pulled up. I have no control over that. I did try to be more diverse this year.
Yeah. Well, shout out to you. We're very
Yeah,
proud
shout
of
out
you.
to you, bro.
Thank
5
you.
years.
Yeah, you're doing what you're supposed to do for the coast, the land specifically.
Thank
but
you.
definitely, I love that you're doing this, and I'm so happy that you got to 5.
Thank you, sis. It looks so
Yeah.
good.
Do that old school barcode vibe. You go pick it up
Fire.
at your local newsstands.
Yeah,
It looks so good. And also in this issue, you'll read my Just Read Up 3 review, my
Oh, shit.
Faith of a Mustard Seed review. I have some LA rap tests. On the next episode, I'll have a test for you guys. So study your LA rap.
Oh,
'Cause,
shit.
you know, I took the one on Back on Fig. I got one
Yes.
for this show, too. So,
Okay.
yeah. Shout out to the freshman cover
Yeah.
artists.
Shout out
Man,
to the
yeah.
LA freshman class of 2024.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out.
think that's our time for today.
It is definitely
Yes.
shout out to Powers Pleasant. We can't
Thank you, bro.
thank you enough for pulling up, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
This is new for us, bringing in artists. You're like I think our second artist that's came in, so
Oh,
we're
shit.
honored to have you.
I'm honored as
and it's
well.
your first time being on the pod. You
Yeah, it's
said
my
like
first
actual pod.
podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we're definitely honored. We all gonna check it out. Make sure everybody in the chat
Life
checks out
Sucks
that
out
project
now.
Check 'em out now.
and get that, man. It's episode 39.
Yeah.
I don't
Almost
remember
at 40.
that.
Almost at 40,
Oh,
man.
Lord.
Almost at
Take us
40.
out, Illa.
$40.
$40.
$40.
Crazy. Okay, well, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep interacting with those hashtags. Fair to say,
Yes.
and is it fair to say? Tell us what you love. Tell us what you hate. I'm gonna have a gavel next time so I can get on your line about what y'all
jury.
hate because I'm not
Scotty
here for
beware.
it. Shout out to the jury.
The jury.
Shout out to
We
the
go with the
jury.
jury.
We
Fuck
go
it. We
with
go with the
jury.
jury.
Fair to say, Jerry.
Shout out to the jury. You know where we'll be at. Come see us next time. Bye.
Holla.
Peace.